APM is one of Australia's leading companies, owned by more than 38,000 shareholders, mostly Australians, and employing about 9,000 people. Based in Melbourne, APM has major manufacturing plants and other interests throughout Australia. For many years, as we developed into an Australia-wide operation, our major interest was paper making, and during this time the company became the nation's leading manufacturer of industrial papers and paper boards. APM today continues to enjoy that role, but in recent years has moved from its traditional pulp and paper manufacturing base. Today, we are one of Australia's largest industrial companies, with an involvement in several major industries. While forestry, pulp and paper making activities remain as a major commitment, we have extensive and growing interests in the packaging industry. Packaging products manufactured by a subsidiary company, Containers Limited, are in the homes or workplaces of millions of Australians. Today, packaging is basic to our lifestyle, as it plays a vital role in getting products to people cheaply, quickly, hygienically, in good condition and with a minimum of spoilage. Through another subsidiary, Brown and Duro, we are involved in exporting and importing and other trading activities, all of which complement the group's manufacturing operations. But of course, that's the present. The past was a different story. Paper was first produced in Australia as early as 1818, but it was another 50 years before the industry became firmly established. APM traces its history back to that time, the 1860s, when several companies commenced paper-making operations in Australia. A number of these companies amalgamated and formed the basis for the establishment of Australian Paper Manufacturers Limited in 1926. From the beginning, APM has been a leader in the pulp and paper industry. A major achievement here in Australia in the 1930s was the pioneering of a unique technique based on the craft process of pulping wood that enabled us to unlock the vast resources of this nation's hardwood forests. Previously, wood pulp production was based on the use of softwoods. The role of forester and practicing conservationist is one that APM has followed over the years. We are the largest private forest plantation owner in Australia, with more than 100,000 hectares of eucalypt and pine plantations. Our subsidiary, APM Forests, controls all aspects of our extensive forest operations. Through research, innovation and improvisation, the company has built an impressive record in the establishment, development and harvesting of both eucalypt and pine forests. By careful planning and regulated harvesting over widely dispersed areas, we have preserved wildlife habitats and recreational areas, while also producing a vital and renewable raw material. APM has a very real concern for the environment, for the simple reason that we depend for our existence on working with nature and maintaining a viable forest resource. The magnificent Strzelecki Ranges in Gippsland are an example of this concern. The early farming pioneers stripped these ranges of their natural forest cover, not realizing that the land wasn't suitable for agriculture. A major reforestation program undertaken by APM and the Victorian government has returned the Strzelecki's to their former glory. As our forests and plantations have grown, so have our traditional pulp and paper making activities. The group's pulp and paper division operates nationally, with mills and sales offices in most states. This is the vast wood and chip storage yard of our biggest pulp and paper making complex, Maryvale Mill in Victoria's Latrobe Valley. The raw material comes from nearby eucalypt and pine plantations owned by APM and the Victorian government. We have developed sophisticated techniques to conserve energy in the various manufacturing processes used by our mills, and we also recover and recycle waste materials to produce heat and power, and so conserve resources as well. Some of the thousands of tons of pulp we produce is later bleached to meet the increasing demand for high-quality white paper and cardboard. Most of the pulp produced at Maryvale is used to make paper on our paper machines at the mill, but a significant tonnage is formed into sheets and baled for easy transport to other APM mills. In recent years, we've concentrated much of our new investment in pulp and paper making on expansion of our Maryvale operations, where we have our largest paper machine. This machine can produce more than 175,000 tons of paper and board each year. An important aspect of paper making is the continuous recycling of the water required in this initial stage and the recovery for reuse of the chemicals used in the various pulping processes. The entire operation is controlled and monitored by the most up-to-date technology. APM is the major manufacturer of papers and paper boards for industrial and consumer packaging in Australia. Through its 8 mills, the Pulp and Paper Division has the capacity to produce well in excess of 1 million tons of pulp, paper and paper board each year. Our paper and board is used principally to make fibre boxes, carton boards, envelopes, sack bags, building boards, supermarket checkout bags and a variety of specialty papers. At locations such as our Petrie Mill in Queensland, we produce a special range of high-quality coated carton boards known as Art Coat. A coating is applied to the board, which is then dried and glazed, producing a smooth, glossy printing surface. The wound rolls are cut either into smaller rolls or converted to sheets. Art Coat boards are used extensively throughout Australia for high-quality packaging, for such diverse products as confectionery, pharmaceutical and cosmetic products, cigarettes and detergents. The recycling of used packaging and other paper products is a valuable community service performed by the paper industry. In fact, more than half of the fibrous raw material we use is recovered waste paper and cardboard. Of course, this recycling means that a paper product which has already served a worthwhile function can be made to perform its task over and over again. The paper industry is unique in that the basic raw materials used are recyclable paper and renewable forests. Research plays a major role in all aspects of the group's operations. APM was one of the first companies in Australia to set up its own research division. That was in 1936. Since then, research and development have led to many new and improved products and processes. Here, a laser is being used to test the quality of various papers. Our paper-making expertise doesn't end with the finished product. We have developed an improved packaging design to meet customers' needs and to minimize waste. The work of our packaging design experts is now acclaimed throughout the world. With our proven record in paper and cardboard packaging, we are now successfully involved in other forms of packaging. The various majority-owned packaging interests of the APM Group have been consolidated under the management of Containers Limited. As with our pulp and paper-making operations, we're very conscious of the need to recycle waste materials and to avoid litter. Containers is Australia's largest manufacturer of aluminium cans and actively supports the industry's can collection centres, which recover more than 50% of all aluminium cans sold. But Containers is much more than a major can manufacturer. Operating through a network of plants throughout Australia, the company also produces an impressive array of paper, plastic, metal and flexible packaging for major markets in Australia and New Zealand. Bottle tops to food cans. Containers makes them all. In addition to the sizable plastic, flexible packaging and allied products manufactured at plants in Australia, Containers is involved through a subsidiary in fibre box and paper bag manufacturing and marketing in New Zealand. Containers is continually upgrading and applying research and development to evolve new, functional, low-cost packaging systems wherever the opportunities can be identified. Through progressive research and continuous efforts to keep costs down and improve efficiency, Containers will continue to consolidate its position as a leading packaging manufacturer.
This is a new range of cards for which we've recently acquired their license from the US.
In another smaller operation, Containers also produces greeting cards and gift wrappings.
It's going to be a very good seller.
APM contributes to the Australian way of life in many ways, and an example of this can be seen here in the marketplace. Packaging reduces costs of distribution and storage, and is now an integral part of our lifestyle. But we're not simply an Australian company serving only the needs of this nation. Through the operations of our subsidiary Brown & Duro, we've made our mark on the international scene as well. Brown & Duro is one of Australia's oldest and largest specialist trading companies, operating through a number of autonomous divisions. The company exports and imports a wide range of products to and from many parts of the world. These include steel, minerals and ores, foodstuffs, coke, coal, chemicals and many other commodities. Brown & Duro's international trading division also handles APM's paper and paperboard exports. But this wholly owned subsidiary of APM is much more than an exporter and importer. It's involved in many other activities, including aviation, the selling of insulating material, and the manufacture and distribution of automotive parts.
If you've got the tape playing and you also go forward and backwards, it saves a lot of time searching for a particular song on the tape. Simply press that one down.
Another division of Brown & Duro operates a chain of retail outlets, selling furniture and electrical appliances throughout Victoria.
And then that finds the next song.
It finds the next song, that's right.
Yet another division manufactures and sells building materials, such as plywood timber and house frames. APM's major associated interest is a joint venture in Kimberly-Clark Australia Proprietary Limited, which makes and sells a wide range of paper tissues and other products. For many years, APM has mined brown coal at Madingley near Bacchus Marsh. Most of the coal mined here is crushed on the site and transported to our Fairfield mill, where it is used to raise steam for power generation. Our interest in mineral resources development has led us to form a joint company that undertakes contract drilling for oil and gas in various Australian exploration areas. We also hope to develop the vast brown coal reserves, which lie on company-owned land in Gippsland in Victoria. It is this diversity of operations that is our strength, a strength that was nurtured here. It was in these forests that a successful partnership of man and nature strengthened the foundations for APM as it is today. Supported by its resources of forests, people, energy and technology, APM is well placed to take advantage of market opportunities and to meet the challenges of an ever-changing world.